Federal and state political leaders intend to generate an infrastructure-led economic recovery in Australia. That's going to turbocharge a residential property boom, which I believe is already underway in many parts of the nation. And that's why we've created a new report called Australia's Infrastructure-Led Property Boom, National Top 10 Hotspots. And infrastructure spending is always a key driver of growth in residential property markets, and government plans to fast-track shovel-ready projects will enhance the established trend of rising markets in many parts of Australia. The research we conduct daily at Hotspotting places considerable emphasis on infrastructure. The best places to invest have impact from infrastructure in two key ways: excellent existing infrastructure such as public transport, schools, medical services, etc., and spending on new infrastructure. New infrastructure is particularly influential in generating growth in residential property markets around the nation. Our belief is that no other factor impacts property markets as strongly as major infrastructure spending. Infrastructure such as new motorways, rail links, hospitals and universities improve the amenity and desirability of the locations directly impacted. And these projects also generate major economic activity and employment, and from that flows demand for real estate. Now, from 2013 to 2017, Sydney and Melbourne had significant property booms that was not replicated in other parts of Australia. During that period, the markets in Perth and Darwin were in reverse, and those in Brisbane, Adelaide and Canberra were largely stagnating. The fundamental differences was the infrastructure spend. Both Sydney and Melbourne were spending tens of billions of dollars on new infrastructure, and as a consequence, the economies of the two biggest cities were strong at a time when other cities were weak or in decline. We have seen major infrastructure spending transform local economies and their property markets in many significant regional cities across Australia. Projects totaling more than $20 billion have transformed the Sunshine Coast from a tourist town to an international city, and it currently has one of the strongest property markets anywhere in Australia. Newcastle, Geelong and Wollongong are all regional cities which have transitioned from older style economies based on manufacturing to prosperous modern economies through spending on new infrastructure and the generation of new employment sectors. Growth property markets have emerged from the transition in these places. Now, the recent federal budget provided evidence that the Australian government intends the post-pandemic economic recovery to be largely inspired by spending on major projects across the nation. And it's also clear that state governments are ramping up their spending on roads, rail links and other projects to generate jobs. So in our new report on Australia's infrastructure-led property boom, we highlight 10 locations which are poised for growth as a result of big spending on new infrastructure. More potential hotspots will emerge as governments firm up their plans and announce start dates for major developments. But for now, these are the locations we think will receive the greatest uplift in the short to medium term. So get yourself a copy of this new report, and if you have any questions, email me at Ryder@hotspotting.com.au. Bye for now.